Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so the last week, man, just been reading some comments on my videos. Appreciate all the comments. Like I always say, man, even if we don't agree, we disagree, that's fine. You know, I love reading all the comments. Just love to converse with other boxing fans and, you know, just go back and forth, man. But I've been seeing this comment for a long time. And I still see fans going back and forth with me about Wilder needs to deserve a shot at Anthony Joshua. Now, before I get to what I'm going to say, Wilder came out on Instagram the other day going at Joshua and Parker. And Joshua responded to him on Instagram, even went to Deontay Wilder's page and left a message saying, hey, I'll fight whoever the fans want me to fight. That's no problem. So I'm glad that Anthony Joshua has his ears to the fans, because a lot of us fans want to see the Deontay Wilder fight. He said there's no problem. Obviously, he's not going to fight him in his very next fight, okay? So I'm not saying next, like the next fight. But within a year or two or a year and a half or so, I expect that fight to happen within the next year and a half, probably. You know, so regardless of what some of you fans that think Wilder doesn't, okay, that's fine. But your man Joshua thinks that, you know, he said himself he said it, all right? So you want to argue with somebody, go to his Instagram page and argue with him. But he said that, you know, whoever the fans want to see him fight, there's no problem. You know what I mean? And although he didn't say anything, he wasn't telling Wilder, I want to fight you next, but he responded to him. So that lets you know that they're going back and forth. All right. And people always like to say, well, Wilder, you know, people always send this at me. And it is a fact. They say that Wilder's been pro for 9 years and he's had 38 fights. Anthony Joshua's only had 19 fights and he's a unified champion. And they like to go that route. And that's cool. And even if you want to go further and say Joseph Parker was a title holder when he was only 24 and all this, to me, I look at it like this. Regardless of what road they take to get to this point, it doesn't matter to me, really. I wouldn't care if Joshua had 9 fights right now and Wilder had 59 fights right now. I don't care if Parker's 19 or 24 or 22 years old. That doesn't matter to me as a fan, because whatever road you need to take to get to the point where we need to start unifying these titles and go for undisputed, that's just what it is. And what I mean by that is, look, Deontay Wilder was pushed a little bit slower than Anthony Joshua. Maybe, just maybe, his handlers want to see him grow as a fighter. Maybe Wilder needed to grow as a fighter. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with growing as a fighter. Hey, man, maybe it took the dude 8-9 years to get to this point of his career. It's only taken Joshua half that time. Applause for Joshua. Credit to Joshua, man. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to beat Deontay Wilder because of that fact. Doesn't mean anything. Just means it took him half the time to get to the position he's at, and I applaud him for that. But that doesn't, you know, it's not written in stone because of that he's going to just beat everybody else within a round or two and it's going to be easy work. That doesn't mean that, man. The dude went through hell and high water to even get the title. You know, let's stop pretending like that was just some easy ass fight he had with Klitschko, man. You know what I mean? And another thing is, sometimes when I hear fans talk about the 19 fights thing, I mean, some fans act as if some, not all of you, okay? So I know some of you like to just put yourself in a box when I'm talking sometimes, but some fans, and if you don't believe me, just read my comment sections. Some fans believe that, or they come to me and say, you know, Josh only had 18 fights when he fought Klitschko. And yeah, you're right. He did only have 18 fights, you know, but it feels as if some fans, you know, and he won the fight too. Not only did he have that many fights, he actually won the fight. But just conversing with some fans, they act as if like something like that is just unheard of for a guy to have, you know, not a lot of fights and get a title shot. I mean, Brian Jennings, right? Although he didn't beat Vladimir Klitschko, he was 19-0 when he went into his Klitschko fight. You know, he only had 19 fights. I believe Pulev only had 20. Now, again, I know the difference between Pulev and Jennings is Joshua actually won the fight. You know what I mean? So I get that part. But people are acting like nobody's ever stepped up and had, you know, not that many fights and challenged the, you know, the champion at the time. And to tell you the truth, Vladimir wasn't even the champion Joshua was. But I understand Vladimir was the big name, future Hall of Famer, so it was a big win. I mean, look at a guy. I mean, this is just throughout history, stuff like this has happened. As far as guys stepping up and taking challenges. Look at Leon Spinks. He had all of 7 fights when he fought Ali. I know Ali was at the very downside of his career, but I'm just trying to make a point about guys, you know, fighting either champions or future Hall of Famer type fighters when they don't have that many fights. Peter Rodemaker, right, when he fought, I actually did a video about this. It's on YouTube. You could type it in the search box and you'll see it. Peter Rodemaker wins a gold medal. His first professional fight was against Floyd Patterson. And he actually put Patterson down in that fight. Actually hurt him bad. You guys can go check that video out. I did that video like last year when I was talking about that fight. You know, he fought him his first professional fight. Now, I know different times, different circumstances. I understand that. You know, look at a guy like Tim Witherspoon. He fought Larry Holmes when he had, 15, I believe. Terrible Tim had about 14, 15 fights when he fought Larry. And a lot of people thought he won that fight. You know, now, again, the difference between, well, at least the other guys, not Spinks necessarily, but Joshua actually won the fight. So I get it. But just some fans, they say this as if like it's never been done in the history of, you know, it's like, and I'm pretty sure there's other examples from different weight classes I can bring up. Look at Alexander Usyk right now. He only had, 9, 10 fights when he fought Glowacki for the title. I understand Glowacki's not Vladimir Klitschko, but I'm just saying, man, look at Evander Holyfield when he won his cruiserweight title. I mean, I could do this for a lot of weight classes. So yes, what Joshua did, or look at the dude, what's the little dude name? The little dude, Lomachenko. Didn't he win the title like his 4th fight or something like that? So it's not like this shit's unheard of for somebody to win a fight with not that many fights. But yeah, Joshua did his thing, man. But that doesn't mean that, you know, these other guys should earn a right at him. As far as like Wilder and Parker, they're other title holders, and you know, we're trying to see an undisputed champion. Now I understand they have, all these dudes have some type of voluntary defenses, or not voluntary, but mandatory defenses coming up. Joshua with the possible Klitschko rematch, and then the Pulev, according to Eddie Hearn, Pulev will be the fight if they don't fight Klitschko. Then you got Parker title with Hughie Fury. They're supposed to come to some deal. If not, they're going to go to a new purse bid. And then you got Stavern with Wilder. So they all got these mandatories going on. And then, yes, Luis Ortiz is left out right now. You know, but and then people say things like, you know, Wilder needs, like I seen people in the comment section, and, you know, it's their opinion, but say that Wilder needs to at least fight somebody like Dillian White. Now, no disrespect to Dillian White. I actually did a video, and I said that Dillian White is one of my favorite fighters to watch. But I mean, now look, if it came up in the rankings that, or if it came up that Wilder needed a fight and they selected Dillian White somehow, that's a good fight. I would love to watch that fight. That's a good fight. I'm not shitting on Dillian White. That is a good fight. But at the same time, though, let me just read off some names, man. Brian Jennings, Malik Scott, David Allen, Tony Thompson, Derek Chisora. Somebody's calling me. Never mind. Samuel Peter, Kevin Johnson, Alexander Dimitrenko, Alexander Usanov, Maurice Harris, Eric Molina, Charles Martin, Dominic Brazil, Gary Cornish, Dillian White, Carlos Takam, Andrew Ruiz Jr., and an old France Botha. Now, and Spilka, Johan Duapa, Chris Ariola, Bermain Stavern. Okay, now those are guys that Luis Ortiz, Pulev, Joshua, Parker, and Wilder have all beat. In my opinion, all those guys are pretty much like the same tier, like on the same tier. And you can rank them accordingly. There may be some guys that are middle of the pack. There may be some guys rated a little bit above each other. But really, you know what I mean? They're pretty much the same tier, man. Like, in my opinion, what's really the difference between Dominic Brazil and Dillian White? Now, you can rate whoever you want. If you think White's better than him, okay, but by how much? You know what I mean? I mean, what, by a little bit? Like, I mean, by how much is he better? In my eyes, from what I see, you know, Derek Chisora, how much more better is he than Carlos Takam or Bermain Stavern? Or how much better is, I don't know, Dillian White than Arthur Spilka? Or how, or how much better is Spilka better than Bryant Jennings? You get what I'm saying with this? Like, you can mix and match all these dudes, man. So to me, the guys that Wilder should be fighting is the other title holders or Luis Ortiz. And if Klitschko's around or whatever, but to me, Luis Ortiz are the other title holders. Those are the fights that are important and to me significant. It will mean something. But just him fighting a Dillian White just to fight him, okay. I mean, again, it's a cool fight, man. I watched the fight, but I mean, some of you are saying fight Dillian White like Dillian White is rated right under, Anthony Joshua. And no, he's not rated. Now, regardless of whatever his sanctioning body ranking is, I don't think Dillian White's a top 5 heavyweight. I just don't. Now, could he possibly beat one of the top 5 guys? Possibly. But if I had to put 5 heavyweights, I'm not putting Dillian White in the top 5. He could be in the top 10. I haven't done the rankings in a while, in a few months now. And I'm not shitting on White. I'm not shitting on none of these dudes, man. That's why I don't get why people saying Wilder's fought bums. It's like, well, you guys are setting yourself up because some of you Joshua fans, I'll make a video about Brazil. You'll call Brazil a bum. I'll make a video about, now, some of you guys, all right, but I'll make a video about, I'm trying to think, Charles Martin. You'll say that he's a bum, right? Well, these dudes are on Joshua's resume. So are you telling me that, and then Molina, you guys said that Wilder fights nothing but bums. So Molina is a bum, right? Because he's on Wilder's resume and he's a bum. Or let me guess, since he's on Joshua's resume, he's not a bum, right? Which is it here, man? Like, you guys are setting yourself up. So if Brazil, Martin, Molinas are all bums, then it looks like to me, besides Joshua's standout win against Klitschko, see, Joshua and Fury right now have those Klitschko wins to put them above everybody. But that's it. Just one Klitschko win. That's it. Anything else that's on Fury's, and even, and Fury got Christian Hammer on his resume. You can mix and match Christian Hammer with Arthur Spilka and Johan Duhaupas, you guys. Like, come on, man. I understand you guys are going for your guy, AJ, and that's cool, man. I like AJ. Obviously, unless I want to be doing videos about him. But I also like Wilder, man. And as far as skill level and technique and his defense is leaky, I've done so many videos about that. Yeah, you can have your opinion about Deontay Wilder's skill level, and it took him 9 years. And okay, but all I know is this: whether it took him 19 years, the time is now. The time is running out. They're going to have to fight each other. So you guys can throw, Wilder should have to fight Chisora first or Pulev first. Who the fuck has Pulev beat? Samuel Peter? Old Samuel Peter? Kevin Johnson? Dimitrenko? Ustinov? Maurice Harris? Derek Chisora in a close fight? I'm not shitting on these guys, but you guys are acting like Wilder needs to go out and do something that's so spectacular to get a shot first. Okay, well, something spectacular is beating Joseph Parker or Luis Ortiz. I would love to see that one, so let's not forget Ortiz. Or just go and fight Joshua and do something spectacular. Now, I'm not saying these fights have to happen next, but let's not sit here and act like Deontay Wilder needs to do so much more at this point. Who else is he going to beat up on, man? Yes, if a Dillian White fight comes about, I'd love to see that fight. But let's not act like, Dillian White's a future Hall of Famer at this point of his career. And I mean, no, man. It's either Wilder can fight Ortiz, the other title holders, or if Klitschko wants that work. To me, those are the most important. Trying to throw these other little second tier dudes up in there to make it seem like he has to beat those. He's already beat them type of dudes. It took him 9 fights, 30. Okay, you're right. It did. I mean, it took him 9 years. You're okay. Now, with that said, we still need to fight. I'm just not getting it when I hear that. Only thing he fights is bums. And I'm looking at all these other dudes. And see, I'm one of those type of uploaders. You're not going to pull the sheet over me, man. To where I've been following the division. I've never stopped following the heavyweight division. The minute I start watching the heavyweight boxing in the late 80s, I've never stopped. Even when the Klitschko's was on their reign, and I'm not going to lie, there were a lot of American fans that didn't want to watch the division because we had really no title holder. Yeah, we had some Layman Brewsters in there and Chris Birds and Hussein Rockman. I mean, we had little stuff in there, but it wasn't like the Tyson Holyfield days. But guess what? I never stopped watching. I watched them Brigham all fight. I watched Liakovic and Klitschko. When all them dudes start coming and, taking over a little bit, I kept watching. I watched the Solis and, you know, Klitschko and Vitaly. I watched all them fights, the Pianadas and Povetkin's and all that, and Chagaev's. I kept watching. Lucas Brown, I've kept watching, man. And Lucas Brown is somebody that you can throw in here too. I know he's supposed to be back next month. You know what I'm saying? So when people say he's fought all bums, then I guess everybody's fought all bums, unless we're just going to count Anthony Joshua's one win against Vladimir Klitschko. But rather than that, according to some of you guys' logics, everybody's a bum then, besides Klitschko. You know what I mean? Yes, it took him half the time to get this far. That's cool, man. Applause to him. It's different for everybody, man. Everybody's not going to have the same road to get there. You know, Mike Tyson got there in his prime. That boy was what, 19, 20 years old, getting to where he needed to get to. And they just crammed a whole bunch of fights together to get him quick experience, to get him where they wanted him in a title shot and being unified and going undisputed and all that. It happened quick for him, quick as far as his age, at a young age. It happened quick for him. And Joshua, a little bit different. He's a lot older. I think Joshua will be 28 this year, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. He's a grown-ass man, dog. This ain't no little-ass boy. This is a big grown man. They got a gold medal under his belt. Eddie Hearn wanted to roll the dice, and they won. Props to Anthony Joshua, man. But everybody rolled just a little bit different. Joshua's the quicker route. That's cool. That worked for Anthony Joshua. People with Wilder, maybe, you know, again, there's nothing. Look, man, there ain't no wrong with just being the need to be more seasoned. And, you know, hey, man, we like this kid Wilder. We think he need more fights under his belt to get. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. That man undefeated, knocking people out, and he has a title, and he wants to unify and become undisputed. I know he's saying all this when everybody has mandatories. I don't care, man. Man can say what he want. What Cedric Entertainer say? Man, what Cedric say, the comedian? Man, don't be shushing me. You can't shush that man. Tell him to shut up. And don't be trying to shush no grown man. That's a grown man. He can say what he want. You know, just show and prove, though. So the mandatory is going to happen, you know. And to me, he's talking. He's doing a good job of talking because Anthony Joshua responded to him. So some of you guys want him to shut up, but Anthony Joshua responded to him. Only thing he fights is bums. And here I am looking at everybody and all these damn Tony Thompsons and Gary Corn. You can mix and match all these dudes, man. Stop playing games, y'all, man. We can mix and match, man. I just rather people just say, hey, I'm from the UK, or I'm just a huge Joshua fan. I'm going with my man Joshua. But don't sit here and say everybody else's fault bums because Joshua has the, you know, his key victory over Vladimir Klitschko. And now just anybody that ain't Vladimir Klitschko is a bum. Come on, man. That's not a fair, well, fair, right? Fair. Yeah, there ain't nobody really going to be fair. But just looking at this, man, you can mix and match these dudes, man. Until the title holders get in the ring and you want to throw Ortiz in there and everybody else is working their way up, it's pretty much the title holders. And you can mix and match all these dudes, man. I'm out. You know, then fans say, well, Wilder had his chance to call out Vladimir Klitschko. What took him so long, Joshua? Because Joshua it's a different situation from back then. Because back then, Wilder's handlers, they didn't think he was ready yet. There's nothing wrong with not being ready yet. I don't get why people think it's embarrassing because he just wasn't ready yet, man. The dude was still learning the game. Now he is where he needs to be. And when he won the title in 2015, yes, I did hear Wilder say things that I didn't agree with. He was saying that he would fight Klitschko, but Klitschko would have to come over here because he has the real belt, the WBC. I didn't agree with that. I made videos about that. I thought that was weird for a new Jack to come in the game and win a title against Stavern that was pretty much a vacant title from Vitaly, but win that title that Stavern had to beat Areola twice to get. It was kind of weird hearing that from Wilder when Klitschko has been the long reigning champion and we knew that he was the man. I thought that was weird. But anyways, Wilder, I remember another interview, Wilder said that he would like to fight Klitschko next year. And next year at that time was 2016. It never even came to good talks or even coming to negotiations because Klitschko ended up fighting, he fought Jennings, who was 19-0. And then he ended up fighting Fury. So when the year was shit before the year can end all the way. Yeah, because they had that fight November 2015. Before the year ends, he wasn't even champion anymore. Then after that, Klitschko was trying to get a Fury rematch. We seen what happened with that. And then he ended up fighting Joshua. So Wilder wasn't really on his radar like that. From what I can remember, you know, his people just thought he wasn't ready, man. You know, but look, I'm not trying to live in 2015, 2014, 2000. Man, I'm talking about right now. Right now is what happened, is what matters. You know what I mean? And right now he wants a piece of Joshua. You know what I mean? So again, not the very next fight, but I believe the fight will happen within the next year and a half or so. You know what I mean? So, and it's just, you know, like I said, Parker. So what? Is Parker better than everybody because he's a title holder? He's only 24 or 20. Was he 24, 25? The dude. Look, man, whatever ages they are, how many fights they had, whatever road they had to take to get to where we're at now, let's just get it on. That's just my point of view about this. Let's just get it on, man. Whether one dude's 24 or one dude only has 19 fights or one dude has 38 fights or one dude's been in a pro for 9 years. One dude, okay, look, man, it's like Joseph Parker, right? Junior Fa is a New Zealand prospect, right? I believe Junior's about 10-0, 11-0 right now. But him and Parker were in the amateurs together. Fa beat Parker. That's how Parker didn't make it to the Olympics. He ended up losing to Junior Fa. They both went 2-2 against each other in the amateurs. I'm saying that to say this. Now, he stopped him from making it, all right, to the Olympics. Parker turns pro. Now, does this mean that Junior Fa is better than Parker? Or no, Parker's a champion right now. And guess what Junior Fa is doing? Even though he beat Parker and Parker has went on to accomplish being a world champion, Fa didn't, you know, he still needed to brush up on his game. He needed some more World Series of boxing experience, some more amateur experience. And he's taking his time building himself right now. What I'm saying is different roads for everybody, man. It's just some people take different roads. Everybody's not going to be on the Anthony Joshua's path. He carved out his own path. Just like when Mike Tyson did his thing when he was a young kid. Everybody can't do that, man. Everybody can't be on that path like that. Just like some guys are late bloomers. It's different for everybody. It's like people trying to hold I see a lot of fans trying to hold Anthony Joshua up like this is the blueprint. No, that's the blueprint for how he did it. Whatever road you took to get here, that's cool, man. Now park the car, get out, and let's squab and let's get this fight underway, or let's get these fights talked about. Let's let this happen, man. And the last I checked, Deontay Wilder was trying to fight Alexander Povetkin when the fight initially happened. Now we can go back and forth with, because I thought for a while there that both of them dudes were scheduling around each other, because Wilder wanted to fight. And then Povetkin didn't want to fight. And then when Povetkin wanted to fight, Wilder wanted to do something else. But when the fight was actually made, it was Povetkin's test that's another whole video. If you think that it's a conspiracy theory against Alexander Povetkin and they're protecting Wilder, if that's your thing, that's fine, man. But to me, I think it's a reach. I do. That's just my opinion about it. Well, whatever studies and whatever you think about, whatever. I think Povetkin fucked that up. That's what I think. If you think differently, that's fine. We have different opinions. I'm not going to disrespect you about your opinion. That's cool. My opinion is Povetkin messed that up. So he was trying to fight Povetkin, in my opinion, from what I see. Looked like he was trying to fight the dude, and Povetkin had his drug testing issues. So Povetkin would have been on everybody's top at that time, top 5? You know what I mean? Top 4, wherever you want to rank Povetkin at that time when they were supposed to fight. So that would have been the fight right there, man. But it didn't happen, So Povetkin's not even in the WBC rankings. Again, if you think it's a ploy to keep him out the rankings and to protect Wilder, and if that's your angle, that's cool, man. That's fair enough. Salute to you. To me, Povetkin messed that up. And that's just another thing that's not helping Wilder's career was the Povetkin situation. Although it wasn't necessarily his fault, in my opinion, it's still just, to a lot of fans, they're going to blame him anyways. Although I think that's BS, but it is what it is, man. Unless you're willing to say just everybody's a bum, we can't just sit here and say Wilder only fights bums when you can literally mix and match all of these opponents. They're all pretty much damn near on the same level. You know what I mean? That all the top guys have fought each other. My thing is the top guys just need to start fighting each other. You know, but let's not do the whole he fights bum. Well, then if Wilder fights bums, who does Pulev fight then? If Wilder fights bums, who does Parker fight? You know, who is he fighting? I know Joshua has the Vladimir win, but you take Vladimir out. Are all those guys bums? Or let me guess, everybody except Dillian White? See, I'm I just want to see the best fight the best, man. I just want to see the best fight the best, and guys just get in the ring. You know what I mean? That's all I want to see, man. But just fans calling every fighter a bum except Vladimir Klitschko, I just don't agree with that, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. If you guys got this far in the video, salute to you, man. I know there's going to be people out here that's going to read the title. They're going to leave an opinion right away without even listening to me. But if you do listen to the whole video and you still disagree, that's fair enough. It's fine, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.